Introducing the Tripping Temptations, a collection of WTA tennis's most infamous, hilarious, and jaw-dropping falls. Sounds curious, right? Are you hurrying to uncover those unforgettable moments when gravity mercilessly triumphed over even the most graceful athletes? We are on our way to it. Welcome to our channel. Today, get ready for a wild ride through the unpredictable and occasionally treacherous world of WTA tennis falls. Before that, we invite you to smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss our future videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Moving up the list, first we have Maria Sharapova. Maria Sharapova followed Serena Williams out of the Australian Open after the second fourth-round upset in 24 hours. Third-seeded Sharapova lost 3-6, 6-4, 6-1 to Dominika Cibulkova on Monday, struggling with her serve in the second and third sets and making 45 unforced errors as she tried to claw her way back. Her serve started to backfire from the 8th game when she was broken at love while trying to serve out the first set. During a run of 4 breaks against her, Sharapova won only 3 points on her serve and fell 5-0 behind in the second set. The 4-time major winner rallied to win 4 straight games before Cibulkova held to level the match. After taking an off-court medical timeout after the second set for a hip strain, she was broken immediately and had 7 double faults in the third set. Sharapova was 2 tournaments into a comeback from a prolonged layoff with a right shoulder injury, and said her run to the 4th round was a positive sign because she was healthy and back on tour. Next, we have Ana Ivanovic. Ivanovic, exuding confidence and focus, engages in a fierce rally with her opponent. The match reaches a pivotal second as Ivanovic attempts to swiftly change directions, displaying her agility and lightning-fast reflexes. Suddenly, disaster strikes. Ivanovic's foot catches an unforeseen snag on the court, inflicting her to lose her balance. In a split second, she tumbles to the ground, much to the astonishment of both herself and the spectators. Ivanovic, momentarily stunned by the unexpected turn of events, quickly realizes the comical nature of her tumble. She finds herself sprawled on the court, a mixture of surprise and amusement etched across her face. The spectators, appreciative of Ivanovic's light-hearted response, applaud and cheer, their worry dissipating as they embrace the humorous twist in the match. With newfound determination, Ivanovic dusts off any traces of embarrassment, refocusing on the game before her. Her resilience shines through as she prepares to continue with the fierce competition. The crowd, still chuckling, eagerly awaits the next exchange, fully aware that Ivanovic's tumble will forever be etched in the tournament's memory, serving as a reminder that even most skilled athletes can find themselves momentarily grounded using the unpredictable nature of sports. Can you guess who about we're talking next? It is none other than Caroline Wozniacki. Wozniacki, focused and agile, engage in a fast-paced rally with her opponent. The intensity of the match reaches its peak as Wozniacki attempts to reach a wide shot and swiftly change directions. Unexpectedly, her foot loses traction on the damp clay surface, causing her to slip and fall to the ground, much to her surprise and the astonishment of the spectators. Wozniacki, though briefly taken aback by the unexpected slip, quickly recovers her composure and transforms the potentially embarrassing moment into something playful. Wearing a mischievous smile, Wozniacki, still lying on the ground, playfully performs a series of push-ups, eliciting laughter from the crowd. Next, we have Victoria Azarenka. Victoria Azarenka's right knee gave way, she slid to the slippery turf and began sobbing. A routine first-round match at Wimbledon turned into something more harrowing for the No. 2 seed from Belarus. She closed out her 6-1, 6-2 victory over Maria Joao Cola after tumbling near the baseline on court 1 and injuring her right knee in the second game of the second set. Azarenka should get about 48 hours to recover before her next match. She said she wasn't sure about the extent of the injury. Moving up, next, we have EUGENIE Bouchard. Tennis star EUGENIE Bouchard took the witness stand on Wednesday in her negligence lawsuit against the United States Tennis Association, describing how she slipped and fell on a wet locker room floor at the US Open in 2015. Bouchard had just played in mixed doubles match when she returned to the locker room at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in Queens shortly after 10 p.m. Minutes later, she fell on the tile floor of a physiotherapy room inside the locker room. She told a jury in federal court in Brooklyn that she had taken 2 steps into the training area en route to taking an ice bath when she lost her footing and hit the back of my head on the floor. She recalled being in shock as she found herself staring at the ceiling. The 23-year-old Canadian player testified she also felt a burning sensation on her skin from what her lawyers say was a powerful cleaning solution left on the floor. A lawsuit filed in 2015 accused the USTA of failing to take proper steps to warn Bouchard and other players that the floor was wet. Lawyers for the USTA counter that she should have known not to enter the area without being accompanied by a trainer or other tournament personnel, and that the cleaning crew believed all the players had left for the night. Next, we have Serena Williams. Serena Williams retired from her first-round match at Wimbledon on Tuesday against Alexandra Sasnovich due to a right leg injury. Holding a 3-1 lead in the first set, Williams slipped and needed to take an injury timeout at the game's conclusion to receive treatment. She returned to the court, but her movement was visibly limited. Williams was serving in the fifth game at center court when she lost her footing near the baseline while hitting a forehand. She winced and stepped gingerly between points, clearly troubled. After dropping that game, she took a medical timeout and tried to continue playing. A crying Williams bit her upper lip and covered her face between points as the crowd tried to offer support and encouragement. But eventually, the 39-year-old American dropped to her knees, and the chair umpire came over to check on her. The match ended at 3-all in the first set. Williams, a 7-time Wimbledon singles champion, gave an emotional wave to the crowd and held her hand over her heart as she fought back tears before she exited the court. Williams did not speak to the media afterward, though she offered some reaction on Instagram thanking the fans. Can you guess who about we're talking next? It is none other than SIMONA HALEP. SIMONA HALEP's tale of endurance and fortitude at the Australian Open 2018 could well turn out to be the story of the tournament. The world number one continued her progression with a masterful 6-3, 6-2 win over Japanese rising star Naomi Osaka on Monday to reach the quarter-finals at Melbourne Park for the first time in 3 years. You could argue the world number one has no business still being alive in the event. She trailed 5-2 in the first set of her first-round match against Australia's Destiny Iova and wrenched her ankle before somehow sealing a straight set win. Still carrying the injury into the third round, she survived 3 match points against the gallant Lauren Davis before triumphing 15-13 in a third set epic. Next, we have Sloane Stephens. Her match against Keys was anticlimactic, especially considering how exciting the women's tournament had been as a whole, from the thrilling first-round match between Maria Sharapova and Simona Halep through the All-American semi-finals. Keys, like Stephens, has long been known to have extraordinary promise, and again like Stephens, has struggled with injury. But they have very different games. Keys' approach is predicated on power. When she is swinging freely, few players can hit her, but she began the match nervy and pressing, and within a few games, her forehand, her indispensable shot, had broken down. Stephens only needed to keep the ball in the court. She did more than enough. Stephens finished with just 6 unforced errors. Keys had 30. And that concludes our today's video on funny, sexy, and nasty falls in WTA tennis. Found this video interesting? Then, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and comment on your ideas in the comment section below. Until next time, keep exploring the sports world.